Manchester United and Arsenal are both monitoring developments around Aston Villa striker Ollie Watkins after the Europa League winners turned down an approach from Turkish side Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce had been plotting a £35 million bid for the England international, but Villa made it clear they would not accept the offer. Fenerbahce had reportedly been prepared to offer Watkins a contract worth between £7.5 million and £8.5 million per year over a 3-year deal. Villa rejected that approach outright, and reports now claim several clubs across England and Europe remain interested in signing the striker this summer. Arsenal and United see the situation differently, but both are circling for the same reason. Arsenal are expected to sell Gabriel Jesus this summer, with the Brazilian forward attracting interest from Serie A side AC Milan, and the Gunners reportedly view Watkins as his direct replacement. United's interest is tied to a separate transfer situation involving Joshua Zirkzee. The Dutch striker is being linked with a return to Italy, with Juventus reportedly keen on bringing him back after his impressive spell at Bologna before his move to Old Trafford. Reports earlier this week claimed Zirkzee had given Juventus his approval ahead of transfer talks with United, though no club-to-club discussions have taken place yet. Roma are also said to be interested in signing Zirkzee this summer. If United do offload the 25-year-old, reports suggest Michael Carrick's side would then move to make an official approach for Watkins, with offers in the region of £40 million. Reportedly enough to open talks with Villa. That brings us to today's video, and before we go further, if you are new here, this is Final Whiz, your daily source for everything Manchester United. Please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, tap the like icon, and drop a comment below telling us who you think United should sign next. It helps this channel grow, and it makes sure you never miss a transfer story like the one we are covering today. Villa are working through a difficult financial situation this summer, needing to sell players to comply with UEFA financial regulations. United already took advantage of a £35 million release clause in Yuri Tielemans' Villa contract to sign the Belgian midfielder, while PSG are in talks to re-sign Lucas Digne. Villa are set to bring in a reported £45 million from those two transfers, but they have also signed Swiss forward Johan Bakayoko for a similar fee. The club has additionally sanctioned the sale of Morgan Rogers for a club record fee of £70 million, with Chelsea beating Arsenal to his signature. Team talk sources believe Villa do not want to lose Watkins, but progress on signing fellow striker Nicholas Jackson as a replacement could change that stance. United's preseason campaign also produced a major on-field story this week. Sha Lacy and forgotten United striker sent Michael Carrick a timely reminder in a friendly against Rosenborg, as United won 5-0. Carrick's side kick-started the win with goals from Sha Lacy, Joshua Zirkzee, Jacob Daney, Harry Amas, and Ethan Williams. The result followed a 1-0 loss to Rakko in Finland the previous weekend, and United headed into Norway looking for a response. Lacy broke the deadlock in the 31st minute after being played through by Zirkzee, who started just one of Carrick's 17 games last season and has been heavily linked with a move to Juventus. Lacy cut inside onto his left foot and curled a finish into the corner. It marked his first goal at senior level, although the match was not competitive. United's supporters inside the ground were pleased to see the goal, though Patrick Dorgu, playing on the left of midfield, appeared to want Lacy to square the ball across rather than shoot himself. Dorgu eventually walked over and congratulated Lacy regardless. Lenny Yoro hit the crossbar with a header before half-time, during which Carrick made changes, with Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw replaced by Jadon Castaigne and Harry Amas. United doubled their lead shortly after the break through Zirkzee, who turned from provider to scorer, receiving the ball back on the edge of the box after combining with Amas. before finishing into an empty net. Zirkzee scored only 2 goals last season, with the most recent coming in December. Carrick made 8 substitutions on the hour mark, all outfield players, bringing on the Fletcher twins, Tyler and Jack, in midfield, with Chido Obi leading the line. 2 minutes later, midfielder Jacob Daney scored from close range after a corner fell to him 7 yards from goal. Amas and Ethan Williams later both scored at the back post, with Castaigne recording 2 assists across the match. United's next fixture is against Atletico Madrid in Stockholm on Saturday, August 1st. Elsewhere, former United goalkeeper Ben Amos is still searching for a new club after becoming a free agent this summer. The 36-year-old, who made 7 first-team appearances across 14 years at United, left Port Vale after his contract expired last month. He had spent the previous 2 seasons at the club, helping them win promotion to League One before Port Vale were relegated straight back down. During that period, Amos kept 15 clean sheets in 41 matches and played a part in the club's run to the FA Cup quarter-final. While waiting for his next club, Amos has been part of the PFA preseason program, a scheme first launched in 2023 as a pilot for unsigned players to maintain fitness. It has since become an annual 10-week camp based in Leicester, designed to help out-of-contract players regain sharpness. Other notable names training alongside Amos this summer include former Sheffield Wednesday forward Fernando Forestieri, ex-Preston striker Will Keane, and Ipswich Town's promotion-winning midfielder Sammy Morsey. Describing his experience, Amos said, "It's been unbelievable. I think this is like my 4th week. I think I've been here. Obviously really hard work. They've pushed us every day, but just invaluable, like the sessions that they've put on. The games, obviously the facilities for recovery, everything has been laid on for us, so even the food has been unbelievable. When you're away from here, if you're not on the PFA camp, you just can't recreate it." Amos, who turned 36 in April, still believes he has more to offer. He said, "I feel like I'm getting better all the time. Yes, I'm without a club in the 20-something of July, which I've never been in that position before, but I don't feel like I've ever been in a better position in terms of how I feel." He added, "I want to go until I'm 40 and maybe beyond. The market will dictate at the end of the day. It always does. The good thing is I know I'm in a great place, ready for whenever that happens." Amos made his United debut aged 18 in a League Cup tie against Middlesbrough in September 2008. At a time when he was the club's 4th-choice goalkeeper behind Edwin van der Sar, Ben Foster, and Thomas Kuszczak. He waited more than 2 years for his next competitive appearance, featuring against Wolves in the League Cup in October 2010. In total, Amos played 7 times for United, one of which came in the Premier League, before leaving at the end of his contract in 2015 to join Bolton Wanderers. Reflecting on his time at Old Trafford, Amos said, "I definitely stayed a couple of years too long with hindsight. I was still hoping for those opportunities, but when Sir Alex left, I didn't get any more." He explained that David De Gea's arrival for £20 million made competing for the goalkeeper position difficult. Since leaving United, Amos has made more than 350 appearances in the English Football League for clubs including Charlton Athletic, Hull City, Wigan Athletic, Millwall, Cardiff City, and Bolton. In further United news, Marcus Rashford's future has been left uncertain after Barcelona's failure to sign him permanently, though he could yet remain part of Manchester United's plans. United bosses have invited Rashford to take part in a documentary about the club, a move suggesting the club may reverse its earlier stance and keep him at Old Trafford. Rashford has not played for United since December 2024. and the club had previously been expected to sell him, with co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe keen to remove him from the wage bill. United executives have now asked Rashford whether he wants to be included in a fly-on-the-wall documentary agreed with Amazon in a multi-million-pound deal. Rashford has not yet made a decision as he continues to weigh his next move. Rashford fell out with former manager Ruben Amorim after revealing he wanted to leave the club, before being sent on loan to Aston Villa and then Barcelona last season. Barcelona rejected the option to sign him permanently in a deal worth £24 million. Rashford will return to United after his involvement at the World Cup with England, with his long-term future still undecided as several clubs continue to monitor the situation. Amazon had wanted to film a similar documentary last season, but Amorim declined to cooperate at the time. United maintain the project reflects the club's desire for openness with supporters. On the goalkeeping front, United are also being linked with Paraguayan goalkeeper Orlando Gil as a potential option behind Altay Bayindir, alongside current options Sen Lamens and Tom Heaton. Journalist Fabrizio Romano has downplayed the story, though Gil's representatives believe a move could progress, claiming United will submit a formal offer in the coming days. Gil's current club, San Lorenzo, have stated they have not yet had any contact with United regarding the player. Regarding Bruno Fernandes, sources are adamant the United captain will not be allowed to leave this summer, despite continued links to other clubs, which the club has dismissed. It would reportedly take an exceptionally large offer for United to consider selling the Portuguese midfielder, with no figure currently attached to that valuation. Carrick has expressed satisfaction working with Fernandes and expects him to play a central role again next season. Following the win over Rosenborg, Carrick praised the club's younger players for their performances. He said, "That's the best place to be as a footballer when you're in that zone and you're confident, and that's my job to try and get the players in that frame of mind." He added that the senior players were finding their way, but settling into good form, while praising the development shown by the younger squad members. On goalkeeper Radek Vitic, who played over 70 minutes, Carrick said, "Radek got good minutes, just over 70. So really pleased with what he did today. Looking ahead to the rest of preseason," Carrick said, "I think we're in a good place," adding that the squad would continue improving as more players returned from the World Cup. In the player ratings from the Rosenborg win, Sha Lacy and Joshua Zirkzee received the highest marks, at 8 out of 10 each, for their goal involvements and overall performances. Aidan Heaven also scored an 8 for his partnership with Maguire in defence. Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, Diogo Dalot, and Mason Mount each received a 7, while Luke Shaw and Radek Vitic were rated 6 and 7 respectively. Brian Mbeumo and Patrick Dorgu received the lowest marks of the match, both rated 5, for inconsistent final ball execution. That is everything on today's Manchester United news. If you found this update useful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Final Whiz, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next transfer story, match report, or player rating breakdown. Let us know in the comments which player you think United should prioritize signing next. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.